Good evening, everybody. It's Monday, and I'm all pumped up. I'm listening to an old friend of mine. The song is called Rise. I remember in the Alabama Godfather, they play that song very often. So I'm just recalling the memories. My name is Roberto from PE, Port Elizabeth, the foot of Africa, holding up the rest of Africa. It's a summer's evening. It's not very hot, but it's not too cold either. But the best place is indoors right now and be here with me. I'm speaking a subject which I never thought I was going to come to. So often, I don't know what it is, people watching me, or what is the case. But I find people are speaking to me about retirement. And you know what? Retirement is far on my mind. And the reason is quite simple. I've been working quite a number of years already. And yes, the body now got a bit of a rumble there, and the bones is knocking there and knocking here. But I still maintain, if this is strong, then all these components can work. It's no point in having a healthy body, but an unstable mind. So, I was speaking to another friend of mine, and he asked me, "Hey, when are you going to retire?" And I said, that never crossed my mind. And he asked, now, he was a bit surprised. I said, if you have been working for around 30 years, and you have been in a moving environment all the time, so 30 years of your life you've been speaking to people, where you've got a daily routine which you follow, and you have certain habits which you have acquired. So now to think of retirement, people always say, well, you retire, well, there's a lot of money in your back pocket. But money gives you freedom, definitely. But one thing money cannot really buy is happiness. And so I have sat down and I told myself, I need to find a balance here. It's one thing having a lot of money and you don't have anything else. You can have the money, fine, great. You can say, well, you can go visit there, you can travel there. But there's one thing a human being cannot do is without people. Yeah, you can have dogs, you can have cats, you can have all the luxuries in the world. You can even talk to yourself. But the human being, even the Creator saw that Adam was lonely. And he said, Adam, you need someone in your life. Adam had everything. He had liberty. He was never hungry. He was never sick. But yet, the Creator saw he needed someone in his life. So, retirement is quite a big step. It needs to be very, very well planned for. So it's not just a matter of stop working and say, well, no, I can have all the money in the world, I can go here, I can go there. But all you're doing, you are just doing, you are sightseeing. That's all what you're doing. You still need to interact with people. That is human nature. How many people have already suffered from depression because of loneliness? So, retirement must be an extension of your life in a different, with different dynamics, with different people. I mean, what's the point? You tell me, okay, Roberto, you can retire, you get a check of 10 million. After time, get sick and tired of the money. Because it's human. It's a natural thing for a human being to interact with the next human being. Yes, sometimes there are just some people that it is toxic and they get too much. But it's nothing to prevent you to move out of that area and away from toxic people or negative people. I was just listening to another guy, and he retired at the age of 26, very young guy, extremely wealthy, extremely talented guy. And then he said that, what did I do with my life now? You said the parks and no, just relax and go to the beach. And then he realized something which is often said. No man is an island. And that is so true. And I know my dad, he had to call it a day simply because he was at that age at 65 where you have to call it a day. But the problem was, my dad also got the point where he didn't want to drive anymore. With all his life he sat behind the wheel, whether it was riding buses or whether it was riding trucks. And then he said no, he just don't want to be around trucks and buses anymore. And so he said he wanted to sit down. And he did sit down. But the only thing he did was that he was sitting down on television. That's all he did. And the problem with that, funny enough, I know another guy, my neighbor as well, he just sits at home all day. He's got a car, that's right, but he has become domesticated. Well, there's nothing wrong. He loves being at home. He loves his own company. But really, is that retirement supposed to be all about? You can't be active all your life and all of a sudden just stop. I don't think that's a good idea. For me, I want to live all my life, all the time. I think when you speak of retirement, for me, then you can say that's people that is at rest. You know, we go to the graveyard, I honor those that passed on, but they have retired from life. That's when you retire. I think retirement is actually a vulgar word, really. It's an insult, in my opinion. What do you think? Now, below in the commentary, just tell me what you think about retirement. So many people I know they have retired. 6 months down the line, they have died. I feel for one starts retiring, you have to get things into place. Maybe learning piano, how to play guitar, taking up maybe poetry, learning to draw, to paint, whatever. But you need to give yourself value, you need to give yourself worth. I think we've got the wrong mentality that we think of value when we are working because there's an income. I think that's a lie. That for me, that is a lie. Work cannot hold your life in its hands. I think that's a lie as well. I think we are programmed to think the day I don't work, I have no value. For me, that is a blatant lie. And unfortunately, society propagates that mindset, really. Because people that work and people don't work, there is a problem up here, really. Well, obviously, if you don't work anymore, your income is much less. But it doesn't have to be. It doesn't have to be. There is means of creating income. Okay, there won't be any benefits, obviously. I mean, there's no medical benefits. Unfortunately, it's one of those things. But if you really sit down and think about things, there is a way that you can create an income. But for me, the most important thing is this. The day you stop working for a boss, that does not mean your life must stop. And I mean, yeah, your life must not stop in your head. Seriously, guys. Quite often that's the case with a lot of people. Like my dad, as I mentioned, they stopped working, became a couch potato. He just, I don't know. My dad was full of life, energetic. He was a guy, he loved hanging around, he had a great sense of humor. Maybe age can also play part of it. But one must not lose one's zest for life. So it's important. Once you start hitting 55, you might say, Roberto, 65 is 10 years away. That's true. But we must not allow ourselves to be programmed with the idea One needs to be working now. The, the minute you hit 55, if you can call it a day and do something else, which will give you income, obviously, then why not? I'm also brought up from the old school. Get a good job, have a day job. Okay, I'm working shifts, so I don't really have a day job. But still, no, we need to find ourselves and think about hobbies that will interest or give one the pleasure that one can still have life with life. Now, when people spoke to me about things like that, early retirement and you need to sort this out, you need to sort that out, it seems so far-fetched and so far away. But today I realized that people are speaking the truth. Not that I was stubborn or anything. I just had doing my own thing, sorting out my own life, getting my own things done. And time has crept on upon me. So, at the end of the day, retirement is not the end of life. It's just end of a certain stage in your life. And it's important to prepare yourself for the next phase. It is so important. Yeah, one will miss the regular income, but I think that is why it's important to understand finances when you are young. Why you must have insurance policies? How they work for you? Why do you need to understand unit trust? What is the best investment? What is passive income? Those concepts you don't learn at school. But I'll make a small suggestion to all moms and dads out there, especially the young generation. Let them get onto YouTube and read and understand in what investment is all about. So that at least that they can be so many steps ahead. Because right now, we look at the government and they are sitting with a money situation. They're going to make laws and rules at the end of the day that will work for their advantage. And you and me won't really have much to say. But that's a talk for another night or another day. So yeah, retirement is just moving from one phase into another. You can still be productive as what you are now, but maybe more in the community for that instance. Maybe you can decide to become a gym instructor. Why not? It's not impossible. Why can't you study martial arts at 60 years old? Why can't you start going to dance classes at 60 years old? Why is it wrong doing yoga at the age of 65? Sorry? I think we kind of have, closed our thought process. Anyway, I think it's time for me to go now. I just want to say thank you all that's watching. Thank you, Cheryl, my number one fan. Thank you, Sharon. Thank you, Craig. Thank you, Mel. Thank you, guys. Appreciate your time. I hope I left a few nuggets there. I know it's Monday, but Monday just a day. Tuesday just a day. So, the rest of the week, have a great time. Let nobody spoil your happiness. Actually, nobody can. Okay, I have to go now. Cheerio. Good night. Sleep well. God bless.